Guys, how are we all doing? Back again. Time to get a little cozy. As usual, what a weekend of Premier League football, right? And we just have to get straight into it. No wahala. We've already seen Shaggy on the weekend, so let's not even dilly-dally, right? I bought some Pinot Grigio, but the Champagne version, because Arsenal fans, I know it's not a celebration, but we need something that's gonna, sit in the stomach. So let's do the honors. Well, Chelsea fans, you might have to be taking a sip as well, but I don't even care about you lot right now. This is about the Gooners. This is about Arsenal, AFC, and the nonsense that we displayed over the weekend, right? So let's pour it up. I was about to sit without actually even, But guys, of course, everyone will know by now, especially the hate watchers, because there was a lot of hate watchers that were, I don't know, it's like we made them smile again. We made the hate watchers, our haters, smile again. They've got a little two-step going on. They're shining teeth. I've not seen a lot of you fans, Chelsea fans, United fans, shining teeth in a very long time, but suddenly the teeth are shined. Like, everybody is joyous, calm, and that's how everybody is moving. They couldn't wait for an L to come. They couldn't wait. But you know what? Whatever. Arsenal's, I think it's 18-game unbeaten run is over. Okay? So, Arsenal lost to Villa on Saturday 2-1. And what I will say is, I never want to see that haram ball ever again. That was haram, as far as I'm concerned. I told you guys, when Odegaard plays, I'm not, specifically on about him, but we're going to come on to that later. But when Odegaard plays, there's a specific haram ball that Arsenal start doing. It's just haram, and I don't like it. So everybody say astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah 3 times, yeah? Arsenal fans, let's take a sip. Chelsea fans, you have to take a sip too. In fact, yeah, you guys need to take a sip too, because you lot did all of that for Arsenal. You were treating it like a Champions League final. You were talking a lot of shit. You were even going on as if you won the game. It was a draw. You would have thought that Chelsea actually even won the game, the way they were shit talking, right? Only for them to lose and get smacked by Leeds a couple days later, and then draw to Bournemouth. Lord have mercy. So Chelsea fans, take a sip. Anyways, fuck you lot. On to Arsenal, right? Ya Allah. What do we even have to say? It's a bit of a sticky one. It's like it's the end of the world, but it's not the end of the world at the same time. And it's just like, what is it with Arsenal and Aston Villa? Like, I just don't get it. Like, I feel like when the season starts, every time a new season begins, we need to start on -3. Yes, we need to start on -3. Everybody should start on 0, and Arsenal should start on -3. And that -3 is to account for the loss that we are going to face at Villa Park, because at this point it's inevitable. Like, it's just written. I don't know what it is with Emery, but he is destined destined to hate on Arsenal. If there's one Arsenal hater, it's Emery. Mr. Good evening. Good evening. If there's one person that's gonna dunk on Arsenal, it's Emery. If there's one person that's gonna dunk on Arteta's head top, it's Emery. But now, Emery, what did we do to you? I don't know, but we're sorry, innit? We're sorry. Because every time we go to Villa Park, it's just shege after shege after shege. And it's like, oh my God, here we motherfucking go. But anyways, for the neutrals, it was a really good game. I'm not going to lie. It was end-to-end stuff. It was back and forth. And it's exactly what you'd expect from the top teams in the Premier League. And yeah, if I was a neutral, I would have been thoroughly entertained. But as an Arsenal fan, I don't want to be entertained. I want to win. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, so the game starts off and you can already just tell that Arsenal again just don't look in control. It kind of looks similar to the Chelsea game, and it was just like, yeah, Arsenal didn't look in control, and it started to become a thing where you have to start to look at the injuries and, you know, our defense. Of course, I made an episode a few weeks ago saying that injuries aren't really an excuse. Of course they aren't. If you've got 1-2 players out, you know, injury shouldn't be an excuse. But there comes to a point where we've got a lot of injuries, like Gabriel out and Saliba out. It's becoming too much of a problem. Again, if one or the other is out, fine. But when both of them are out, you can really start to feel it, like, within the team. And again, it's reflected with the outcome of the game. So yeah, immediately I see the lineup and I'm just like, oh my God, Arteta's doing it again. He's doing it again. He's accommodating Odegaard. Arteta, I don't know what bondage that you have with Odegaard. I get it. He's the captain and it's kind of a bit of a techie one to be putting your captain on the bench, you know, over your brand new shiny signing in Eze. But it comes to a point when you've got to realise that Eze does not need to be on the wing. Eze is a number 10. I've made a whole video about this not too long ago, and I just said, listen. But Arteta is stubborn. He's got this bestie relationship with Odegaard. For what reason? I don't know why. But he's now dropped Eze out of his position, and he's moved him into the wing, and then Odegaard is taking the midfield. And immediately I saw that lineup. I said, okay, it's not a bad lineup. I'm all for Marino starting. I'm not even going to get onto Marino. Marino has saved us time and time again. Like, he's saved us more than Gyökeres. He's probably even saved us more than Saka this season. Marino and Trossard, I'm not even getting onto that. Like, they do their job. They do their job, right? So I'm not really mad at the lineup, but what I'm mad at is the fact that Odegaard is now in the, 10 role and he's moved Eze onto the wing. I even tweeted it. I remember before the game started, I tweeted, boy, Eze is on the wing. Not sure about that. Lo and behold, Eze then, comes to make the mistake for the first goal. And yeah, Cash, what a goal. Don't know what Raya's doing, through the legs. But Eze was sleeping. And I just don't think he's really used to being in that position. With that being said, there is a time where he's going to have to step up. And if Arteta wants him in that position, because Arteta is a stubborn man, and that's probably what's going to happen, then he's just going to have to get used to it and find his way through. Otherwise, he's going to continue to get dropped from the team, right? Which I just think is really, really unfair how Arteta has accommodated Odegaard when Eze has done so well for Arsenal so far. I mean, hat-trick in the North London derby. What more could you actually want? Like, he spots the passes that I feel like Odegaard doesn't spot anymore. And it's taking Arteta a long time to realise that. And again, it's because he's stubborn, and it's quite frankly annoying because a blind man could see this right now. Odegaard just hasn't really been at his best since probably around 2023, 2024, and we're now approaching 2026. So at this point, you've either got to realise that Odegaard hasn't grown with the team and, you know, put him on the bench from time to time and start him on less important games like, I don't know, Wolves or Club Brugge, however the fuck you even say that club's name. But high stakes game, he needs to not do that. And of course, Odegaard was out and he had an injury and he hasn't really been able to get back to his former self, and that's okay. But what's not okay is continually forcing this position and trying to get that 2022, 2023 Arsenal. What was it? Was it the 20... Yeah, that 2023, 2024 Arsenal, because it's not happening. That was 2023, as I just said. We're now in 2024. Okay, Arteta? But anyways, Eze makes the mistake for the first goal. And yeah, immediately I'm just thinking, whew, take a bloody sip. Because this is going to be a bumpy ride. And it's going to be a long bloody game. And a long bloody game it was. So yeah, Arsenal claw a goal back, and you know, just have to shout out Trossard, the poor guy, just back from injury, probably not even all the way there, barely there, probably only 70% there, but it's an emergency and we need you. Big Tross, you know, he's always coming in clutch, and he delivered. He got the goal. And the poor guy ends up getting injured again. I hope it's precautionary measures. And then he gets subbed off. So he's coming off. Eze's off. It's just a whole, yeah, it's just a whole thing right now. But, you know, Villa didn't lay back. They continued to press. They went for it. They wanted it. I would say more than Arsenal. They were at home, and I don't know what it is with Villa, but it seems like every time they play Arsenal, they want to treat it like it's a cup game, like it's a cup final, and I just don't understand why. Like, when all of these teams play Arsenal, Sunderland, Chelsea, Aston Villa, they're all treating it like it's a cup final, but then come their next game, you'll see that they've just lost 2-0 or 3-0, and you're just thinking, what is it about Arsenal that you lot want to keep doing in? Like, just if you're gonna play shit for the next game, yeah, just play shit against Arsenal. Like, what is it with Arsenal that you lot need to prove? I don't know, maybe it's because they want to get signed, because you know, certain players, when they play against a team that they genuinely want to, you know, sign for in the near future, they give it their all because they know, hey, Arteta's watching. But please stop. Save that for, I don't know, the World Cup or something. That's your time to shine. Stop. Stop doing it against Arsenal. I've fucking had enough, mate. But yeah, even though Arsenal, you know, they get a goal back, they still just don't look like the normal Arsenal. And again, that goes back to the haram ball that I was speaking about earlier on. It was just given haram ball. The attack was haram. They just looked like they ran out of ideas, and it was starting to, you know, really be annoying. And I actually don't think our defence was that bad. I actually think that what cost us that game was our attack and our midfield. It wasn't given. Yeah, they need to do something about that. And it's actually crazy because I was actually going to say that Hincapié had an amazing game, like, because he was really putting in a shift. Like, Hincapié was putting in work, and it's just unfortunate that he was the one that made the mistake towards the end of the game. But yeah, it was end-to-end stuff, and you know, you're starting to think, oh my god, is it going to be 1-1? Are Aston Villa going to score? Deep down I was thinking, I feel like Aston Villa are going to score, but can we hold on? Can we see this game out and just escape with a scratch on the knee, and we can put the bandage on after? But it wasn't meant to be. You could the way the ball was just going in the box in the final minutes, you could just tell that an L was coming, and an L was served. So Arsenal fans, take a sip. Because I was fuming, I'm not gonna lie. When that goal went in, I was even just silent. I just looked at my TV like, is this what we're doing? Because how is it that an 18 game unbeaten run has amounted to this, with City on our back. Like, I can smell their breath, like they're on us, like it's hot. They're on us. And guys, if you know, I've made a couple episodes about this. I said City are in the title race. Forget Liverpool. It's that City, because they've got the experience and they've done it before. And it's just annoying because it's just like, go away. Go away. But yeah, it's just annoying because it's like, how do you say his name? Martinez, I don't know, whatever. I am one of Martinez's biggest haters. Like, he's just a prick. And I wanted to dunk on his head top so badly. But Arteta, you keep doing this thing where Martinez is just laughing at us time and time again. And I don't want to be laughed at anymore. Not by him, not by that prick. So Arteta, you need to sort that shit out, for real. But anyways, the substitutions towards the end really pissed me off, right? There's no other way to kind of dress it up. That fucking pissed me off, because it's this one in particular. Arteta went to go and sub on Madueke for Saka. Right. It's 1-1. We need a goal. You sub on the player that is good but has no end product. Why would you sub that kind of player on when we are in search of a goal? Just take a sip. Just take a sip, because I don't even know what the fuck be going on, child. Now, I get it. Saka was on a yellow card. But when has Saka ever got sent off? He would have, calmed his chest down once he realised, okay, like, I'm on a yellow, let me take it easy. Like, it's not easy, like, it's not hard. He would have farabalé. Like, he would have calmed himself down, cool off a bit. He's never gotten a red card before. So that excuse of, oh, Madueke came off for Saka because Saka was on a yellow, I'm not really trying to hear it. It was a horrific substitution, which it's correct sometimes, but not all the time. Not when we're chasing against Bayern. Yes, that's okay, because we're not chasing a goal. Well, we were, but it's like, it wasn't that deep. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't that deep. I would have preferred to draw the Bayern game and beat Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? So we were in search of a goal, but it wasn't that deep. But with Aston Villa, it's like, to get that goal, it's going to be a very, very difficult thing, because they're not going to be open the way Bayern was. And so it's like, when you're in dire need of a goal, is Madueke the person that's going to give you that? I'm very confused here. It's most likely going to be Saka. Like, let's be real. So I just want Arteta to apply a bit of sense when he's making substitutions. I get it. There was a bit of a panic and whatnot, but just apply a bit of sense, right? But yeah, it's just a bit of annoying because, Arsenal's winning streak has come to an end. Is it deep? Yes, it's deep. But is it not that deep at the same time? It's as deep as we make it to be, if I'm being honest with you. Arsenal need to take it on the chin. It's not as if they got steamrolled and they were pumped 2-0, 3-0. No shade. But it was 1-1 until the last minutes. They just couldn't hold on till the end. And it's not as if Aston Villa are a shit team. It's just a bit annoying that we keep coming across these good teams, Villa, Sunderland, Chelsea and whatnot, albeit they're whatever. But you know what I'm trying to say, right? It's just a bit annoying and a bit unfortunate. It would have been nice to get the 3 points, don't get me wrong, but they are a hard team and we're away. It's not as if we're at home. But again, it's only as deep as though Arsenal make it out to be. What they need to do is forget about this game. This game is done. I saw their reactions when, Aston Villa got the winning goal and they were devastated. I just don't want them to hold on to that for a very, very long time. It's done. We need to keep it moving. Don't let that now affect you going forward when you're playing But yeah, hopefully it's starting to calm down a little bit, because we did have a tough run of games. I mean, we had Spurs, then we had Bayern, then we had Chelsea, then we had Brentford, then we had Aston Villa. Like, that's not a easy fixture list. So I'm just, you know, hoping that we have actually got the hard parts out of the way. Like, we've already faced City, we've gone to Anfield. Have we gone to Anfield? I'm sure we've gone to Anfield. We've already gone to St. James's Park. We beat Newcastle. Like, we've got a lot of hard games out of the way. And so now, once we have that easy fixtures list, it should be cruise control from here. Well, I'm hoping so anyways. It should be. If they don't, I don't know. But yeah, listen, December busy is tough. It's not for the weak. Like, but it's just very, very annoying that, you know, we actually are suffering from injuries. So I think that's also why, you know, you could say that losing that game wasn't that deep, because yes, we actually have key players out. And no, that's not an excuse in terms of, if we only had Saliba out, that shouldn't be an excuse. If you only had Gyökeres out, for instance, that shouldn't be an excuse. But the way the injuries have piled up and the combination of injuries, like, we're actually missing our best defenders, both of them. Of course, that's naturally gonna impact the team and whatnot, and impact the score. So hopefully we can get, I've seen a rumour that Saliba might be back, so hopefully we can get some of our players back and just, you know, have like a cool run with some easy fixtures. But hopefully that loss was also a wake-up call that, you know, things can change very, very quickly in the league. As you could already imagine, Aston Villa were, the first few games, it's like they couldn't even string a pass. It was like, Ollie Watkins who? Rodgers who? Like, they weren't even around. Like, where were they? And all of a sudden, they've shot up in rankings. And so that's just testament to like, show you how things quickly can change in the league. I'm just hoping and praying that City don't catch up to us. But yeah, our winner streak has come to an end, but I'm really, really hoping that this is a good lesson for Arteta to see that, you know, sometimes it's not by force to bring in certain players that I know you have love for them and they've done wonders for us in previous seasons, but you've got to recognise when certain players are genuinely holding the team back. And it's not the team back in like every aspect. It's just certain games are just not meant for certain players. Wolves, slap him on if you want, if that's what you want to do. But when it's a high stakes game, Newcastle, Villa, City, who else these days? You name it. You just gotta, you know, apply sense, okay? So, yeah. Anyways, on the other news, Salah has, come out with a statement to say that, you know, basically Liverpool and Slot have thrown him under the bus, right? And, you know, Salah's not one to shy back and hold his comments. One thing about Salah, he gon' take a sip and he gon' talk. He's going to take a sip and he's going to spill the tea. And spill the tea that he did. Woo, chow. But it's actually really, really sad because, you know, he's actually a Liverpool legend. He's done so much for the club. And, you know, it's really sad to see him come out and say that they're trying to push him out of the football club. I'm even, you know, tuned into Monday Night Football because I just know Jamie Carragher is foaming at the mouth at this. He is rubbing his hands like Birdman. Like, I know he can't wait to dissect that interview in this Monday Night Football segment and have at it at Salah, because he's been on Salah's neck for a minute now. But this just sealed the deal. Like, it's free game for Jamie Carragher right now. I know he's going crazy right now. He's trying not to, you know, but anyways. So I've even tuned that on because I can't wait to see what it is he has got to say. But yeah, I've even just seen a Sky Sports notification where Onslaught, you know, said that he has no clue whether it's going to be Salah's last game for Liverpool. And woof, shots fired. How can you have no clue? whether one of your star players is going to be in the squad. Like, what the hell? But do you know what? As I already said, I made an episode about this a couple of weeks ago where I said Slot knows damn well that, you know, Ekitike needed to play over Isak, right? But because of how much he has spent on Isak, it's put him in such a techie situation. But now he's, you know, moving it around, and now I think he wants to probably play Isak and Ekitike at the same time, meaning someone has to go. And that person is Salah. So it is Salah that's holding the brunt of all of this, because basically Onslaught is trying to save his head. Right now, he's probably thinking, listen, I just bought Isak for no bloody reason, but I've got a point to prove. I need to show the board that was a sensible signing and that I'm a sensible manager. So right now, I know Onslaught is thinking, Salah, it's either me or you here, because my job is on the line and I choose me. I got a family to feed. So that's probably Onslaught's viewpoint right now. So yeah, playing a bit of devil's advocate there. But I do want to say, it has only been about 2 games that Salah has been dropped. He is being a little bit of a drama queen so far. He's been a bit of a diva, I would say. Like, stop being a bit of a diva. It's only been 2 games and you're going to AFCON anyways. Like, so he is being a bit of a diva in that sense. But overall, in the grand scheme of things, he's probably seeing things behind the scenes that, you know, we're not able to see. But yeah, it is sad to see a Liverpool legend, you know, basically saying that, you know, it could be his last game for his club. But we will stay tuned to that. But yeah, anyways, Arsenal have got Wolves next, and then I believe it's Everton. But I will say this. To me, that was the last time where I would say I'm giving Arsenal the benefit of the doubt. That loss, to me, was the last time where I'm going to say I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, because Villarreal, good side, it is a tough away ground and it happens. Like, losing the game last minute like that. That's the last time I'm going to say that. Said it against Sunderland. Said it against Chelsea. I've said it against Aston Villa now. But that's the last time for me now. I don't want to hear anything else. Wolves, get the job done. Everton, I don't want to hear shit about that either. And I don't know who we've got after that, but we shouldn't have crazy fixtures. And so that was the last time. Yeah, they need to get the job done going forward, and they need to focus on trying to increase the gap again. I don't know how the fuck the gap's only 2 points now. I'm even going to take a sip for that, because that is stressful on my head top. Anyways, guys, about to watch Monday Night Football, Man United versus Wolves. I just took out Mbeumo out of my FPL for Foden, so I'm praying he doesn't score tonight. I don't care if Man United win or lose. I'm just hoping that Mbeumo doesn't have a hat trick or something. So pray for me. But yeah, wishing everybody a good game week, and we will see you. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to see you guys next week or the week after, because I will be traveling. So I don't know when another episode will be, but I'll keep you updated, and stay tuned and have a look at my Instagram, because everything, you know, I post there frequently, but to do a whole YouTube episode, I'm not too sure. But anyways, here's to another game week. Well, looking forward to another game week ahead, and hopefully Arsenal can build momentum against Club Brugge in the Champions League, and then against Everton on the weekend. Bye guys, let's take a sip.